Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're jumping back into DC Dark Legion. I've got some tips and some facts for you. There's a lot to know about the game. There's a lot that we've learned in this early access and in previous tests. I got a whole list of stuff to talk about regarding characters, the base, missions, all sorts of stuff. We have a ton to talk about, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Let's get into it. There is a lot to discuss, so let's talk about characters first. First and foremost, what we've been able to figure out is max level is character level 30. We figured that out just by going into the bleed. We can go into Nightwing banner here and click this button right here to take a look at him. You can see 1 to 299. It says 299. We're thinking 300. So that is max level from what we can figure. Star levels, you've got 5 stars, and as you level through those stars, you're going through different color stars. So they're going to go white, blue, purple, and then yellow. In previous tests, after yellow was red, so we'll see how many different color stars we can go through there. Resetting characters. I went over this in a previous video. If you haven't seen it, I'll go to put a link into it up right over here. But this is where you're going to reset characters and regain resources that you invested in. This being an idle game, that's one of the benefits of these types of games is you can mix, match, experiment, figure out which characters work best for you, and not worry about losing resources and wasting money and things like that. You can just recoup everything. The way that you do that, you're not going to see it here, but go to details. There's going to be a button right here that you're going to be able to click. I can't because you only can do it up to level 70 right now. It's free up to level 70. I don't know if the intent is to just not allow it to happen after level 70 or if there's going to be kind of like paid option later, like using in-game gems, things like that in order to reset. I don't know. But for right now, you can't do it. So when you select characters to go above level 70, that's when you're going to want to be a little choosy on who you take above level 70. But you can recoup everything. The only thing you don't recover from that is from force materials here is this right here, this AC/DC shard. The cool thing is, though, once you get the character leveled back up, all the skills that you're invested in are still there. You don't have to reinvest in them, so you're not wasting the AC/DC shards, or you're just putting them off until later. All right, so there is that. Gear upgrades. Let's talk about gear. Let me go to a character that I can upgrade gear. All right, let's go to Poison Ivy. Gearing. I can't remember if this is in the tutorial or not, but you pick on one of your pieces here. You've got this arrow right here. Boom. You can click on it, and then you just use pieces, extras, dupes, in order to level it up just like you do any other game. You can only go up to level 4 right now. We'll talk about how to get beyond that in just a second. Cool thing is that each one goes up 1 level, which is nice. Now, once we get into further levels, it's probably going to be more expensive, but this isn't bad. I'm going to go ahead and enhance this. Now, there is a mission in the bat signal that says, hey, we want you to bring 8 pieces of gear up to level 8. And we can't go to level 8. We can only go to level 4. You can see this right here. It says bring a piece of gear. Maybe that's just the levels it says there. So maybe not 8 pieces. The way that you do that, and we'll go a little more in depth in this in a minute, is your research laboratory. You go into here, go into tech, go to combat, and then you scroll over and you'll see this max gear enhancement level. This is going to allow you to go +4. As you continue through this tree, you'll get other gear enhancement max increases, which will take you up to level 20. That is max gear level right now that we can tell. So definitely focus on this. And then free characters. Before we get into the base piece here and more into this research laboratory, characters. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, you want to be a little choosy who you take above 70, because then you're not going to be able to reset. Characters that are safe to take above 70 that you're going to continually use even in the later game. Green Arrow is fantastic. I love the guy. Wonder Woman, one of the best, if not the best tank in the game. Yes, I know that there's some other tanks, but she has really, really proven herself. Green Lantern, fantastic healer. These are all free characters here, so definitely use them. Green Lantern is free through an event, which you can easily unlock, or you can summon him as well. So don't fret. Go ahead and invest in them as much as you can. Let's go into base now. So the base, the key, the crux of the base is the war room here. The war room gates everything. Like right now, I can't even do the main quest line until I get to war room level 14, which is in 13 hours. This started at 40 hours. So it definitely increases the time it takes to upgrade each room, the higher level that you get. I don't know how high it goes. As far as we know, the room itself, War Room, goes to level 35. I can't imagine what that timer looks like, but we're going to find out eventually. Now, when it comes to the base, you want to focus on the War Room. Focus on it, leveling it up as fast as possible so you can get through as many gates as possible. But when you upgrade the War Room, it's going to require other rooms to be upgraded, like maybe the Armory or the Research Laboratory. Definitely Wayne Chips, Biolab, and Wayne Steel. Those are all going to be requirements as well. So always upgrade what is required for the War Room first. And then after that, once the War Room is in its timer, so like right now, 13 hours, go and upgrade the other rooms, right? So while this has been upgrading, I've made sure that my Armory is upgraded to the most recent War Room level, which was 13. Same with the Forge and the Research Laboratory. Research Laboratory should always come first because you want to get to that max gear level increase as quickly as possible in that combat tree. So always make sure that your Research Laboratory is at the level of your highest War Room. So for me, it's 13. So start with that and then do everything else. That is my suggestion. All right, so next, Training Nexus. This is key. Early on, get Training Nexus up to level 6 because that's when your level sync comes into play. So this is where you're going to take your top 5 characters and what your top 5 the lowest level of your top 5 character is going to be what everybody level syncs to. It's an idle game mechanic that's been around since idle games were born, but it unlocks at level 6. So definitely make sure to get there as quickly as possible. And as you continue to level up the room, you're going to gain more and more spots to go ahead and throw characters into. Speaking of Armory. Armory, once you get Armory up to level 10, you may be asking yourself, well, how can I upgrade my armor? Once Armory gets up to level 10, then you can start upgrading armor. That's where you're going to get your first 4 levels. So there is that as well. There was a question about base relocation. It doesn't do anything, but if you click on your portrait here, there's a relocate button here. It doesn't do anything right now. It takes you to a map and you can't really do anything. Something's going to be coming with that relocate. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure we're going to find out. Room appointments. Last thing on bases right here. This button right here. As you unlock rooms and as you level rooms up, once a room hits level 10, then you can put a character in there. It's going to help improve production of that room. If you have a character in there with a thumbs up on it, you're going to get a 10% production increase. If you put a character in there that does not have a thumbs up, it's a 5%. You still get a bump, but it's not as much. So every little bit counts. So make sure you get all your thumbs up. Kind of like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. You see what I did there? All right, let's go on to the next. That was funny. Okay. I cracked myself up. Missions. There's a lot of questions in chat, Discord, and things like that on where does this mission take me? Where do I go? What am I supposed to do? What you want to do is go into missions, go to your story. All of your missions are going to be here. You click on the mission. I don't have the best example here, but click on it, and up above here, underneath the title of the mission, it's going to tell you where it is. So this obviously is base construction. Let's talk about Kentwood really quick. So there are questions, a lot of questions around Ivy and where her lab is. When you go to Opal, one of your missions says, hey, take me to Constance. So when you go to, Constance. If you go to Chicago, I think that's where Constance is. No, it's not. It's in St. Roche. There it is. Constance is right there in St. Roche. You got to clear the tower in St. Roche in order to unlock and be able to go to Constance. You can also do that. You've got a quest here that's going to take you to Kentwood. You need to clear Opal City Tower in order to unlock these other areas around here and get to Kentwood. Always look at your mission there and find out where it's supposed to go. It'll tell you where to go. And then you just got to figure out if you got to unlock a certain city in order to get to one of those, I don't know, suburbs. Is that what you call them? I don't know. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about leagues. So leagues here. As you can see, max member count is 100. When it comes to the technology tree and things that you should work on, here's my suggestion. First and foremost, work on your coalition building. Get that done first because this is what's going to allow you to increase your member count. We've got 40 there. We've got an additional 20 here. My league right now is working on adding an additional 10, so that's going to take us up to 110. And there are additional coalition building upgrades here as well, so you can even go higher. My suggestion is get to 100, get to 100, 110 if you really want to push it, but it gets expensive. So at 110, it's going to take 100,000 of these league funds in order to unlock it. Plus, it's going to then take time to unlock because each one of these have a time limit assigned to them as well. Make sure to get to 100 minimum. And then you can focus on some other stuff. Once you get to 100, I would start focusing on some combat here. Get some combat upgrades for your alliance. I think we've got across all of this, it's about a 15% increase. But as you can see, these increases pertain to specific character types, like damage dealers, warriors. What is this? I can't remember what that one is. There's one I know. There's support. There's another one, Intimidator, I think that one is. This one here is your tanks. So it increases the attack for all of that. Plus, later on in the tree, you start getting into health and things like that. But definitely focus on coalition building first, then go into your combat, and then kind of figure out what you need from a league perspective there. All right, let's talk about building up these funds because it is a pain. In order to build up funds fast, you want to focus on war and rifts. Every war, everybody generates 40 league funds. It's very minimal when you start looking at 100,000 of these league funds, but 40. If you donate, you only generate 2, but you still want to do it. Every little bit counts, especially when you get up to 100 members and everybody's donating. Definitely make sure that you're constantly donating. And then next, make sure you're helping everybody who's trying to build rooms because that generates those league funds as well. It's only 1 per person that you help, but again, every little bit counts. Your biggest bang for your buck is going to come here with your Umbral Rift. Make sure you're launching your Umbral Rift as soon as you can, as often as you can, because every Umbral Rift is going to give you 20,000 of your league funds. That's what's going to help. If you don't focus on that, what's going to happen is what happened to me the other day, where I'm trying to save for my coalition building. My league can't donate anywhere else because I don't want to spend any more league funds to upgrade anything else in the guild until I can get my membership count up, right? My member count up. So then nobody can donate for a period of time, and you don't want to be in that spot. You want people to donate, right? So always make sure you do your Umbral Rift as often as you can because you're going to get a ton of league funds, and that's really going to help you out. All right. There we go with that. And then just a couple general pieces of information. When it comes to league funds, let me grab, there we go. Let's help some people out. When it comes to league funds, unfortunately, your donations here, they regenerate 1 every 20 minutes. It's not a lot. That's only 3 an hour. So definitely keep an eye on that. Never let it sit at 20 over 20 because then you're just wasting time. Always make sure you're giving your donations out. Next, when it comes to war, it does share energy. So really quick, back to war. Always do your war. Always do it 100% of the time in the early game until you unlock this over here. Once you unlock Anti-Crime Network, which is at War Room level 10, then you're going to be splitting this currency here. This currency is used for both war as well as ACN. So blow it all on war until you get to War Room level 10. Then you're going to split your time between war and here. War, again, really focusing on that because of the guild funds, the league funds that you want. But here, so you can farm these different resources. Cash gets really low. Experience gets really low. So you're going to need to be able to farm this as well. This regenerates 1 every 6 minutes. So typical energy regeneration for most games out there. Most games have a standard of 5 to 6 minutes for each energy point. All right, there you go. That was a lot. This is a longer video than I thought. There's a lot in there. Hopefully there's something in there that will help you out. Hopefully more than one thing will help you out. But if there's something I missed, if there's something that you want to share that would help everybody else out, definitely put it in the comment section below so that everybody benefits. And that's what I had for you, everybody. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.